morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in. Child, is January over yet? That is the question. When I say this year has been on and popping, it's a lot. It's a lot. Come on in. Come on in. I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about the plane crash that I learned about when I woke up this morning. I know it's early. Come on in. I know it's early. I'm on East Coast, so we're ahead of the game over here. Hey, good morning, virtuous woman. Did you hear about the plane crash? I woke up this morning and I saw that there was a plane crash from American Airlines, their plane crash. Did you hear about that? Y'all, I went live on my other channel, my primary channel yesterday, and I talked about how there's a lot going on. Good morning. Hey, chosen one. Y'all, it's a lot going on. It is a lot going on, and I've been trying to kind of take that in, as we've kind of stepped into January. And yes, so virtuous woman, you say you weren't aware. So chosen one, you're aware there was a plane crash, American Airlines, I guess overnight. They say the plane crashed on Wednesday, so I guess it was pre-midnight, and it was a American airline plane, I believe, coming from Kansas, and it had some athletes on there. I think some skaters were on there. It was 64 passengers, and the plane collided with a helicopter that had 3 passengers. And right now they're trying to find people. So they're only searching in the water. No land. So I guess wherever it happened, it just, it makes sense that if there are survivors, everything, they would be in the water, and it's really cold outside. Y'all know how it's been cold. People in the area reported just hearing, someone said they just heard this loud, sound, almost mimic of the sound of somebody at war. I guess they heard the planes collide. And I got to thinking, I'm going to tell you my first initial thought. Good morning, you all. Welcome. Please hit the like button as you come on in here. My first initial thought when I heard, because how often, people have in the back of their mind, the possibility of a plane crashing, but it's not something that happens very often. A plane crash doesn't happen very often. So when it does happen, you start kind of running down or trying to reflect on when the last one happened. Child, the last one I recall happening was with Kobe and his helicopter plane crash with his baby girl and some other, other people and their families. So I'm like, okay, let me look up and see what date that took place. Because I remember it being in January when that happened, because my daughter's birthday is January 22nd. And I remember that day having close family and friends over at the house to celebrate her birthday. And so I knew it was the later part of January. But when I Googled it, it said January 26th is when when that plane crashed, when he had, his plane accident, January 26th. So I'm like, okay, because child, I already got to thinking y'all know, I be listening. My ear be kind of deep, when you start hearing all the conspiracies and stuff. So I am definitely kind of waiting to hear what's going to be said centered around the plane crash, because y'all know I always say today, so everything is an illusion. Nothing is kind of what you think it is or what it seems. So as I hear about just craziness, madness, that's just always what I think, child, this world is an illusion. What you think you see, you don't really see. It's something else. So yes, plane crash, American Airlines. I had another thought, y'all. Y'all know when I get to thinking, I go live. Another thought I had was, don't they got air people who monitor that stuff to make sure that nothing's in the vicinity of where these planes? Child, ain't that what them air control people do? I thought that's the whole job out there, where somebody looking and trying to see and make sure that there's nothing like too close to you. Like, is that a thing? Because y'all, this plane crashed right like in the DC area, like in their domain. So like when I watched the news conference, it was like the black DC mayor. I don't even know if I knew they even had a black mayor. I don't know. But it was my first introduction to her. She's a sister. She was up there talking. And they said the airport there is closed until 11 o'clock this morning. So they're not going to have any flights or anything going out prior to 11 a.m. What else they said? Families, like the sad part, they were like, families were at the airport, of course, waiting to pick up loved ones. Y'all know, the routine. You got a flight coming in. If your family really care about you, somebody waiting on you. Somebody waiting on you to pick you up. All of that. I think they said there was like some 2 Russian athletes on there. And then I think it was some other athletes too. So I think they were coming back from like Kansas. I think it was Kansas, from like some type of training camp or something like that they were coming back from. And so that's all that, from what I was like reading, when I Googled it to try to kind of learn more, kind of what I found. But at the press conference, they didn't give like any identity as to who was on the plane. They didn't say as far as if they had rescued anyone. They pretty much didn't want to touch, the mayors didn't want to touch that part. She was just like, right now they're focused with trying to kind of identify any potential survivors, because if there are survivors, they would be in the water. And it's super cold. Y'all know it's been a different kind of winter all over the world. So this is not the time for somebody definitely to be needing to be stuck somewhere out in the water. So they're looking to see, if they find any survivors. But they said they got a lot of people who are searching the waters to try to, to learn, like, what's going on, or not learn what's going on, but to try to find people who may be out there alive. Chosen One says, to kid you not, I was just saying, I wonder what She Speaks is up to. I have not been going and get notifications, and boom, I get the notification. Look at God. Yes, like a job and living. It's been so much going on to where I just been kind of tapped in and just focused on just me as I, enter, I did some things at the top of the year, live book reading, but then I kind of just took a break and just started focusing on me. Yesterday, I don't know if you all caught my live yesterday, the playback, but I went live on the other channel. So today I'm like, well, let me go live on this channel. So because I'm streaming from my phone, so I can't kind of do on both my platforms at the same time on here. At least y'all ain't figured it out, because I'm not on StreamYard. So I'm like, okay, let me come on here. But yeah, I talked about that yesterday. I kind of been just trying to just take care of myself, my mental health. Y'all remember like Thanksgiving, I was sick. Took me about a whole 30 days, child, to get my life back together from being sick. So during that time, it was no fitness and nothing popping off, child. I was just not, it just fell all off from being sick, and then having to kind of get back in the space to get into my normal routine. So as of the last couple of weeks, I've kind of gotten back in my normal routine as far as with my fitness. I just haven't brought it back to the internet yet. But I'm in week 2 of kind of getting back into that. But yes, check the replay. I talked about yesterday, I gave some exclusive news about me. So I also am now a published author. I've worked on some projects, some books and things, journals, notebooks, coloring books, things like that are on Amazon that can be purchased. I I said I'm going to share the link with you all, but right now I'm waiting to receive the hard copies of my, my books, so I can make sure that everything is kind of to my liking, before I kind of really put it out there for you all. So yeah, so I'm a published, your girl's a published author. So my material, my books and things like that can be purchased on Amazon. But I have to probably share, I don't know, I'll have to kind of share the links so you all can know. Thank you. So my books, I think it looks like all my books are on Prime. So I'm just waiting. Last night I ordered them so I can kind of get the physical copies to kind of have on hand. But yeah, it's been a lot going on. And the idea behind me having those products is that sometimes you like really need to get stuff out and talk about it. And you may not have someone to kind of sound off your thoughts and emotions to. So writing it out can be very therapeutic with just documenting just things that's going on with you. Being able to place your thoughts somewhere that you can kind of look back on one day. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that. So it's just different types of, products and things like that. And I'm going to, create more, of it as well. But just as, my initial kind of coming out with, doing what I do, I want to kind of have just like a different variety of different types of books and things for people. I have an adult coloring book. So, beautiful adult coloring book that I created with, based around different beautiful flowers and things like that for people who struggle with like anxiety. It's just a stress reliever. So I'm excited to show you all that. So once I get my actual physical books, probably by tomorrow, it's coming on Amazon, I'll show you all the books so you guys can kind of see them and then, share the links with you all. So yes, I've just been getting into myself, taking a break from the internet because, child, y'all know how 2024 went. I was tapped out, and y'all, I was not playing when I said going into 2025, I was going to be on a different type of time. If those of you who may be new to my channel, if you don't know what I'm talking about, y'all, you got to get into some of my old videos to kind of know what I'm talking about. And that, you probably wouldn't find anything like on this channel, but like on my first channel, I have another channel. It's called Chic Speaks. So that's my larger platform. So on that channel, I reacted to, popular YouTubers' content, and child, it took the life out of me. It was just too much. It was too much. So going into the new year, I decided I wasn't going to cover, that family anymore. Child, it's enough folks out there who can take over that. So I moved into different type of content, and pretty much I'm focused on, I still do reactions, but I want to focus on some things of substance, main events. This topic, I definitely feel like is something of substance because, child, these people lives on the line. People lives, it's a lot of people out here we do not know. If you're just entering this live, there was a plane crash that happened overnight in DC, an American Airline plane crash, and that plane crashed with a helicopter. So it's not a lot of information out as of yet, right now. I'm sure as the day progresses, I haven't seen anything. I don't think the president has spoken yet. President Trump has spoken yet about the crash, but he's had conversations. He's kind of really, it has his attention. Because like I said, how does this happen when we got like air traffic control? Like, that's what I be wondering. Like when planes are like crashing into each other, like I thought the air traffic control people like monitor that. And only certain people, like this to say, like if there's a helicopter, like, okay, was the helicopter permitted to be in that space? Like you can't just be in the air like that. We hear about stuff all the time on the news where we're seeing things in the air, in the sky. Like you got to get approval to kind of do, child, you can't be out here doing what the hell you want to do. I know they say America is the land of the free, where everybody try to run here, risk it all to get to America. But y'all, like, you really can't be doing what you want to do. It ain't that damn free. It ain't that damn free. So I'm definitely interested in wanting to know, like, what happened? What was this helicopter doing in the air? How was it not detected that it was in the air for some type of communication to be had to, the American airline pilot? Y'all, it's a lot. But in today's time, with all the technology, child, we got AI just running our lives. Like, ain't no way. So like I said, the conspiracy, the story's gonna be storying. So I can't even wrap my mind around what reason they gonna give as to what had happened, who behind it. Like, y'all know how I go. Let me get into some of these comments, y'all. I'm just talking, but hell, I'm trying to rush the road too. We had a light. Good morning. Chosen one said, I've been off social media, also virtuous woman. I woke up to the news on the television. Yeah, that was the first news. And I'm like getting ready for work. I'm driving in the office. I was looking for something to kind of listen to. And then that's what I saw. So it was like a 30-minute news conference. And like I said, they didn't have a lot of information. But, they were sharing what they could. Chosen one says, they're not saying that it's suspicious. However, based on the reports, there are questions about the air traffic monitoring. Y'all know if I'm questioning, it as just somebody who just very limited, knowledge about just airplanes, traffic control. Y'all know other people who know better are questioning, like, how does this happen? And this is a big airline. And I got to also wonder or thinking about, like, well, when's the last time we've had a plane crash, as far as with a commercial plane or a domestic plane. So I was curious about that. I hadn't found that. Y'all can let me know in the comments if you're aware, like, when was the last commercial airline plane crash? Do you all know? Because like right now, when I was kind of had the question in mind when I typed it in, just this recent plane crash that happened last night is what's popping up. But I'm wanting to know, like, prior to current times, last night, like, what was the last commercial airline crash? So if anybody can let me know, please let me know that in the comments, because I'm just curious, because plane crashes don't happen very often. So when they do happen, child, it just shuts things down. Everybody trying to figure out what the hell happened. And we're in 2025. And yesterday on my live, I just talked about all the things that's just been going on since the start of the year. Are y'all feeling me when I say, like, it's been a lot going on in January? Like, to me, this month seems very long because it's just been so much popping off. I want to say it started out with the Louisiana crash, with the food that drove into the people on like Bourbon Street or something. Was that the first thing that really set it off for January 2025? Because from what I can recall, that was the first thing that damn set it off. And then from there, it was like the fires, the Southern California fires. I'm from California. Y'all, my day ones know I'm from California. I'm from the Bay Area. But then there was the fires in Southern California. So I covered that. I did some live streams on that. And so then we had the presidential inauguration. And then, y'all, really low key, I think last week I asked myself, I'm like, is the fire still going on? Because it was so much that was just filtering the news to where, y'all, I forgot about the fires. He was like, yeah, I think it's some new ones going on. I said, hell no. So it's been a lot going on. So I've been trying to do the best I can to protect my peace, to stay balanced, because y'all, sometimes it's just like I would want to get on and like record, but then it'd be so much going on. It's like, where do I start? I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to bed. When y'all know I'm gonna get my nap in. I'm going to bed. I can't do this. I cannot do this. I can't do this. So I wind up never recording. So it's been a couple of weeks, I went like the last 2 weeks doing nothing. This week, I went live yesterday on my other channel. But yeah, so I'm trying to get back in it, because, child, sometimes you gotta take a break, but then as Kendrick Lamar says, sometimes you gotta pop out on them. So I popped out on y'all yesterday on my other channel. So be a part of the replay game. Check out my live from yesterday. I talked about DJ Akademiks and his nasty... Child, oh, have y'all been following that? Y'all know that just irked my nerves, because that is what prompted me to pop out when I seen the 15-year-old boy talking about DJ Akademiks trying to entice him with a grown woman. And y'all, what had me say, you know what, I got to damn go live. I was listening to the little boy. He's 15. I don't know where he lives, but he has a pretty big following. I guess, I don't know where, he's a big follower. I seen one social media account he had. I don't know what platform it was, but he had like 62,000 like followers. So he's pretty big. And he said that, what's his name? What's that rapper? The one that's in jail, Tory Lanez. He said Tory Lanez manager invited him inside of, I guess, in the Twitch, in the, what do you call that? I don't know, but y'all know I don't be gaming and stuff, but the little private rooms or whatever, Tory Lanez manager, a grown man, invited him in. And then I think that's how he met DJ Akademiks. And like within that environment, that is when those conversations were being had. I think DJ Akademiks offered to have a stripper or someone be sent over to him. And his response was, I ain't trying to catch a case, and I ain't trying to have that person catch a case. Now, why the 15-year-old kid got to be the smartest one in the damn room? Like, it's that part, that the fact that the 15-year-old had enough damn common sense and discernment to know that at 15, don't no grown woman need to be anywhere near him in that type of way. And so I'm guessing he must have outed DJ Akademiks with sharing the communications and things like that, because he was like, DJ Akademiks did at some point start trying to delete some stuff or whatever. But the little boy, he still had enough receipts to show that damn man was that nasty. So DJ Akademiks is out here windmilling, trying to save his life, fighting for his life, y'all, on Diddy's internet. But the thing that got me about DJ Akademiks, he's like, well, when it came up about him being canceled, which he should. I don't rock with him. Something about him, I don't know. But he was like, I can't be canceled by people who didn't make me. That's his comment. So he feels like basically he can do whatever he damn want and just have no consequences. Also, the ignorant ish that he said he feels that a 17-year-old is no different than like a 20-year-old. What? I said, come again, fat man. Come again, fat man. Fat nasty, come again. Because that's what he gives. He gives fat. I don't know. Something about that man don't give that he be bathing. I don't know, y'all. It's just my spirit. My spirit. But he was like, no, I mean, what's the difference between a 17-year-old and like a 20-year-old or 25-year-old? It's just, just with the age. Fool, yes, you and your freedom. That's the damn difference. Like, what? Your freedom, your life? Somebody in the penal system bending you over? Like, oh, we can talk about the differences, how it matters. That's why, child, you need the damn journals. Because sometimes you be like, I can't deal with this. Let me go ahead and write my thoughts down in this damn book. Because they doing too much out here. They doing too much out here. So I definitely can't wait to show y'all some of my products so you can see some of the things that I've created that's beneficial for just managing, child, your mental health. Because January, I tell you, I can't even bring myself to even think about what the heck gonna pop off in February. Because y'all know the way it works is that the next month I'll do the previous month. It always happens. The next month I'll do the previous month. And January, y'all, it's been so much going on. Ariane says, I'm so happy for you. Thank you, Ariane. Thank you. Michael, what's up? Oh, yes. Chosen One says a military helicopter. Right. Chosen One said Trump issued a statement. He basically said something doesn't add up. Y'all know, like I said, if I'm just as simple out here, just living the suburban life, can question these things. People at the top can form these questions as well. Chosen One said the last commercial airline crash happened in 2009 involving Continental Airlines deporting Newark International Airport, New Jersey. Thank you for that. So that was 2009. That's well over 10 years ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 16 years ago. That's a long time. What's up? Say hey. How y'all doing? Ariel says, Chic, I said this music world is evil. Yeah, it's like everything is it's just like, it's light and dark. And as I said, like everything I just noticed, like to me, I feel like it's just like an illusion. Like what you think isn't who you think one way, isn't another way. Like it's smoke and mirrors. And that's why I talk a lot about like discernment, using discernment. If you don't know what that is, don't have it. Pray about it. Pray for the answers to come to you. But it's rooted in self-awareness. You have to be self-aware because it can protect you. And when you're self-aware, when things come before you, you take notice of it. It won't take you very long for you to take notice and be like, you on that bullshit, you know? It comes to you. It comes to you. Your spirit. Y'all ever been around somebody and the spirit just ain't right? You just like, as I was saying, DJ Akademiks, something about him just never sat well with me. And I reflected back, also with yesterday, as I was talking about DJ Akademiks, he had a woman accuse him of SA last year as well. And I never heard anything, as far as what the outcome was that. But she said that he and his friends had SA'd her. And yesterday I heard someone play a video because he's so damn child. He's not a smart guy. He's just somebody that just be on Twitch. They say he don't even be playing no games. He just on the platform. Oh, but Twitch kicked this damn nasty ass. They kicked him off. So he's not on the Twitch platform anymore. He had also some type of deal with McDonald's. I don't know what he had popping off with McDonald's, but they done snatched that away. Like like your edges get snatched when you had a wig on. And they done snatched that away from him. So he ain't got that. But someone played a video where you can hear a woman screaming for her life, child, in the background. And I think it's believed to have been footage from when the young lady maybe was at his house being violated, because it seemed like he still had his social media account going on when he was up to no good. That's how. And so I guess he had the streaming, maybe Twitch, it was still on. And I guess maybe some people out there, because y'all know folks will screen record in a minute. And I guess someone recorded it or whatever, but it was from his live stream. And you just hear this woman, you could tell it's a woman, and y'all, she was just, screaming like it's crazy. And you probably can Google DJ Akademiks and woman screaming in the background on his live or something like that. But this woman is screaming for her life, and you can tell it's like he kind of didn't, I don't know, it was delayed for him to go and turn off his social, so you couldn't hear, because I don't know. But we are definitely in the season of reveal. We saw that for sure last year in 2024. 2025 is already, starting to reveal a lot as well. I just think this is just going to be what it is. So you just best to start living right. You best to start living right, because anybody who ain't living right, you will be exposed. You will be exposed. So, child, just do right. Do right. Do right. So, yeah, it's just been a lot going on. A lot going on. Yesterday, I also learned I heard some more information about these federal workers. The federal workers, child, who done lost their jobs. I got a good girlfriend who had just got hired on by the IRS back in September. She's a single mom, a student, and working, like many people, just trying to take care of herself, survive. So she called me 2 days ago telling me, girl, Trump, president, he didn't had me to force me to have to resign from my job. So I'm like, well, what's going on? So she tells me that because she was an at-home worker. So during post-pandemic, a lot of these places have been hiring people with the intent on them working remote. So with that being said, these companies didn't have to factor in having like adequate physical office space for like all of these employees because everybody at home. And then like with her situation, if you are coming into the office, it's on a rotate, like it's like everybody not coming at the same time. So her schedule is to go in the office on Friday. She said there's kind of like two shifts. So you either go to the office on Friday or you go in the office on Monday. So she goes on Friday and then the other group going on Monday. So they share the same desk space and everything. Worked out lovely. She loved it. So now that, Trump said, when he first took office, he said, everybody got to take that. Everybody going back to the office. And I'm a person, I don't necessarily believe that just because someone has an at-home job, they ain't working hard. Because my job, I work mostly at home. And I go into the office a couple of days a week. Today, I'm going to the office. But most of the time, like, I'm at home. So if I'm in the office, it's maybe like no more than 2 days a week. Child, I try to keep it little as possible because I have a long, I live in Atlanta, traffic's bad, long commute. So IRS don't have enough office space for all these new hires. And I believe my mother told me, I think IRS employs about 80,000 people. So is there office space for 80,000 people? No. So she was like, so they told us that we would be paid through like February 6th, I think. And then they were getting 8 weeks severance. I said, okay, girl. So I'm started talking to her. My sister worked for the, government too, so I'm just kind of trying to give her connects, telling her, okay, we'll holler at my sister, see what she can do with helping you get something else. So then yesterday, my mom sends me this video and she's telling me about how Trump is saying, okay, federal workers, February 6th, I guess that's when, your job's done, but we will pay you through September. Now, remember, my girlfriend said she was only getting paid for 8 weeks. So now there's this thing about him making a promise to pay these federal workers through September. So I don't know if that was based off of tenure where the people who had like a lot of years in the game was kind of getting that deal, but that's not what she was told. So he was going to pay them through September and they were going to still have their medical benefits. So it's just like, okay, that's not what my friend was offered, but okay, remember she had just started working there in September, so she's kind of fairly new, but I'm like, okay. But child, how about my mama sent me this video because my mama be tapped in, y'all. Don't tell her she don't know what the hell going on in the world. She sends me this video last night that I'm watching after midnight, y'all. And it's these government officials saying, y'all can mess around and quit y'all jobs if y'all want to. That man ain't got the power to be making that kind of decision. I'm like, say what? They were like, no, he can't be promising these people that they can not work and get paid up to no. I said, oh my. So my mom's like, please send this to your friend. You mentioned to me about her situation so she'll know. So yes, I sent her, the video and told her to get into them comments because, y'all, I like to kind of get in the comments on videos and see kind of where people's thoughts, are what people's thoughts are. And yes, they're like, people are saying no, like, you gonna mess around, resign for your job, and no, you're not finna be collecting no check. Y'all can let me know what y'all think. If y'all know what the hell I'm talking about, if you heard it. But they're like, no, that's not true. Like, he's not going to do that. And what sense would that make with him saying, okay, you can resign from your job, but I'm going to still pay you your salary until y'all know. We ain't talking about the unemployment. We're talking about like your salary. He's saying, I'm going to pay you your salary through September. And so I don't know. So I sent it to my friend. So, I've been talking with her. I sent it was late last night. So I'm sure she was asleep. So hopefully, I told her, check it out. Listen to it. It's just like a 10-minute video. Form your questions and find somebody within your company to take your questions to. And that's for anybody who do come across this video. If that may be your situation or someone who you knows, to me, I think it's best that you encourage them to find someone within the organization to take your questions to. Learn if there will be something in writing that's speaking to what the promise of your pay is going to be. Because word on the curve is that man a motherfucking lie, and he ain't finna be doing that because he does not have the power to do that. I don't know who do got the power to make the call, because he holds the highest position of the land in the U.S. But they're saying he can't make that call. So now, y'all, this is coming off of having all the federal government programs, frozen. And that same friend, she was kind of telling me when she told me about, losing her job or, being forced to resign. She was telling me about, her daughter gets Medicaid. And she was just like, people had been reporting that when they were signing into like their portal for, where you go to review your source resources and stuff, they weren't able to kind of access their information through the portal and all of that. So I don't know what the deal is today I think this stuff is shut down for a little minute while Trump and his team do whatever they're doing. I don't know. I told y'all it's been a damn lot going on. Hence why I'm out here creating journals and coloring books for anxiety, because it's a lot. Plug. I have journals and coloring books and things like that for anxiety. Stay tuned. I'm gonna share them with you. I'm just waiting to get my hard copies of my items there on Amazon in the mail on Prime. Everything, I think $7.99 and less. So you ain't gonna be on the soup line to go broke with trying to buy something. But they're paperback books, cute books, things that kind of help you navigate through all this. It's a lot damn going on. So folks, now resources held up for God knows when. I don't know when these resources and things are supposed to kick back in, but there are people out spazzing it out, crashing out, because child, they need that EBT card. Do what it needs to do. They need that shit when they in the Kroger's. It need to be swiped and it need to say approved. We don't need folks having the damn line held up because the damn card ain't working. So we need to work through this. I got to thinking about just the programs like Head Start, we like the child care programs, things like that be really beneficial for a lot of people. That those funds are used, so people can send their kids to wherever so they can go out here and make a living. So I'm like, okay, that was to be honest, that was the first thought I had when I learned about him kind of freezing things. I thought about the babies and the kids, because don't listen, I had probably PTSD, child, from paying child care. I got 3 kids, and all my kids are within 5 years apart. My oldest one is 2nd year in college right now. He'll be 20 in March. And then my next 2 are 16. And then my baby girl, she just turned 15 on January 22nd. So them last 2, child, was like damn twins. You couldn't tell me I didn't have twins with the way that daycare bill was looking. The way that daycare bill was looking, I had damn twins. So I was buying diapers for 2 at the same time, paying daycare for 2 at the same time. And I was doing all that on just my own money. It wasn't no program or nothing helping me out. So I know what it's like to really, you need that money, the resources to have your kids go someplace so you can make a living, child. Back in them days, I felt like hell, I was working to pay child care. But it wasn't no damn option. I wasn't going to be sitting at home being no housewife. Listen, child. That was not my ministry, my call. All day with some little kids. I'm going to work. We finna pay this child care bill shit. I did sit at home for 1 year with them, and that's because I had gotten laid off. Child, That was when it was confirmed that I wasn't about that life with being an at-home mama with little kids. I'm sure I could probably do it now because everybody big. Hell, one in college, the other two in high school. When they at home, hell, you barely know they there because they in their room. They come out when they hungry. So, but back then, y'all know them kids are making nerves bad. Hell. Back then, when I was at home, the oldest one was maybe like 7, 8, 4, or 3 and 2 child, enough to make my damn nerves bad. So I knew I was not about that life with being at home full time with some hollering at kids. Listen, it wasn't my ministry. So I did it for a year. So I know what it, and I had to do it because I couldn't, pay to send them anywhere. So I had to damn be at home with them. So I remember those times, so that was what I got to thinking about when, they talked about the benefits and things like that, being kind of put on hold. So I'm like, wow. So it's a lot. So as I always say, I call us honor students because I encourage you all to ask questions. Like I started this live, I had questions. When I always say, when I got questions, I go live. And I have questions about this plane crash, this American airline plane crash. Those of you who are joining, there was an American airline plane that crashed into a military helicopter. There were 64 people on the American airline plane. There were 3 people on the helicopter. This all happened last night, Wednesday. And it happened over water. So the search right now is taking place over the water. So they're trying to find, if there's anybody in the water. No land. They said they're not even looking at any land. So it was all over the water. And they're diligently trying to look for people, survivors, whatever. So that was what I heard. Virtuous, I'm driving. Can y'all hear me okay? Yeah, I'm on the highway. Hopefully the sound came back. Y'all know normally I don't do live, but at this time, like this. But y'all, I told y'all I'm doing some shit different. Y'all lucky I hit the live button these days. The way I've been anti-social media with Ben. I was kind of I ain't no content creator. Y'all have not been moving like a content creator. I've been moving like an author. I got some books, y'all. I've been moving like an author. I'm like, oh yeah, I am a content creator. So y'all make sure y'all also follow me on my other channel, Chic Speaks. Y'all know what the craziest thing about it? This is my smaller channel, but y'all tend to show up more on this channel when I go live, at these random times, than my big channel. It's the craziest thing because there's more of you all coming in today than yesterday. Interesting. But I know everybody don't subscribe to both my channels, so I wanted to, go live on this channel. Show this channel some love. It's not my monetized channel. My other channel is, but I'm trying to grow this channel as well. Hell, so I got 2 channels, so I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna work them both. So definitely show me love. Make sure you like the video, leave your comments and things. Subscribe. Virtuous Woman, can you drop the link to my other channel as well, if you're still in here, so people will know. I guess I can turn my light off so people will know how to follow me over there. That's my larger channel. But yeah, it's been a lot going on, and really I just hadn't really been knowing where to jump in and start at as far as with what to cover. So I was like, on these damn long ass rides into the office because I live in the burbs, and driving into the city, I decided, these last couple of days, I'm like, I'll go live, talk with y'all, catch up, talk about the shenanigans that is going on. It's a lot going on. Stay vigilant. Like I say, ask questions, do your research. Those of you who may be federal workers, find someone who you can raise your questions to. Get on the internet, see what you're seeing, see what people are saying when it comes to how they're or what's been told to them about their job situations, if they're federal government workers. Here's another thing, that So my mom, when she was sharing this information with me about people questioning Trump's power to be able to make the call to pay these people, she talked about the IRS being replaced by a new system. Are y'all familiar with that? Because like I'm not familiar with that or haven't gotten into that. Thank you, virtuous woman. I see it's still not bolded. It must be just something dealing with YouTube, because I know you normally point out like that the channel name don't show bold, but that's fine long as the link is in there. You all hit the link. That's my primary channel, my larger channel. So you can follow me over there, because you just don't know where I'm finna be talking. Yesterday I was talking over there. Today I'm over here. But what else am I gonna say? Yeah, so my mother was saying something about the IRS is supposed to be replaced by some, I don't know if it's some system that Elon Musk created or something like that. Because, child, you can't tell him he ain't the damn president. Pisces, as she speaks, subscribe. Thank you, Pisces. You can't tell Elon he ain't running ish. My sister had told me, she was like, this ain't gonna work because, you know, Trump and all his energy. And then Elon, she was like, Elon finna be up in that White House trying to run ish like it's his house. Like it's his crib. So she was like, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. They gonna get into it. And she was like, I know when Elon get pissed off, he finna sell everybody out. Y'all ever know that person? When they get pissed off, everybody, y'all been following Let's Switch Gear. Y'all, I got ADD with this stuff. See, that's what I be struggling with what I'm gonna come out here and talk to y'all about, because it be so much. Speaking of ADD, have y'all been watching the people from the tonight's conversation show Crash Out? In particular, Keita, one young lady in particular. And it's like you got these people, child, where you can't piss them off, because you go F around to find out. Y'all know, do y'all got anybody in y'all life to where, and be honest, you might be that goddamn person, to where y'all will set this ish off if somebody piss you off. Like you that one, you be like, oh shit. Woo, child, who the fuck done pissed Keisha off? Who done got Mike going? Who done got him going? Are you that person? Well, Keita is that person. Keita Rose is that person to tonight's conversation, to Ace Metaphor. Pain in his ass. My thing is, player, if she done worked for you all these years, you knew her goddamn ass was crazy. Why are you effing with the crazy? You just want to risk, you just want to lose it all. You just want to risk it all. You just want to risk it all. You just want to risk it all. Y'all, be careful when you're dealing with people who are loose cannons. Now, in Keita Rose's defense, I think she was played and she was done wrong. So her crashing out, spazzing out, whatever the hell you want to call it, I feel like she's doing it rightfully so. But my thing is, everybody don't handle the situation the same. So we got to be careful with how we treat people, because you can wrong someone and they get back, and how they get back at you is going to be in a completely different way than what you would have done. Like, you're going to be like, damn, did you have to go that extreme? But you, as I say, you can't control how someone responds to what you give off. We can only control ourselves. We cannot control the reaction, meaning we can't control the response. So as we're out here moving in these streets and doing whatever it is that we feel compelled to do, we have to keep that in mind. We have to keep in mind that, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to say. This is how I want to move. This is what I want to give off. And I'm good with it. I'm good with how this person may or may not respond. I'm good with it. And that's why I say you got to read the room. You got, like I say, my favorite subject is people. I like to study people and behaviors, because if you stop and really pay attention, that's why I say ask and pray for discernment. Excuse me. You can see how somebody moves. Just pay attention to how they handle situations in their lives. When you've been around this person and things have happened in their life, did they show their ass? You know, did they show their ass? Or did they handle in a way to where you felt like, okay, they were mature about it, you know, they didn't cause a scene, they just handled their business, you know? Don't talk about it, be about it type. You know, that's what I live by. Don't talk about it, be about it. I'm not a big talker on what I'm going to do. I tell you, like, after the fact, or you just see it. But I'm not somebody that I'm talking about something beforehand. That's just not what I do. And so if you sit back and you pay attention to people and how they move, you'll see what you're working with. Now, when it's revealed with what you're working with, God damn it, believe it. Believe it. I listened to a really good interview with Six the Goddess. I don't know if you all are familiar with her. So she's another content creator, fairly large. I think she's right underneath the 100,000, but much larger than mine. But I used to follow her, but it was just a bunch of stuff that came out. And but every now and then, I'll tap in and she'll get my ear. So it was an interview, and I've seen her in person, took pictures, everything. Beautiful, yeah, child. She tall as hell now. She's definitely tall. So I took a picture with her. Beautiful woman, here in Atlanta. I don't know where she lives, but I think she was living here at the time. But she did this interview, and she talked about how Ace Metaphor, the guy over, who's over the Tonight's Conversation, podcast, how he messed her over. So back when I followed her a couple of years ago, I heard her tell the story about how he promised her that if she went on his panel, the ladies, Keita Rose and another lady, Randy, they wouldn't, he promised her that she would be protected, that he would pretty much, they not going to be coming for her hard, because she felt like going to that platform, she was like entering the lion's den, because she was familiar with Keita Rose, because she said Keita had done a video on her before. She didn't say nothing about being familiar with Randy, but she was familiar with Keita Rose. So she went, of course, she got the disrespect that she expected from the ladies, but she said she walked away thinking, and I think she even told him that those ladies is going to be the demise of him. Like, you're as strong as your leader. So when you have a tribe, or let's just say a company, it requires strong leadership, because when you don't have strong leadership, everything else below it is weak. Everything's weak. So even just as content creators, your followers is a representation of you. Your followers are going to kind of go by kind of how you're leading them. What kind of content, what are you talking to them about? That's why I try to be mindful with what I come on here and talk about, how I move, what I say. And last year, I was moving in a way to where I felt like I can do better. So going into this year, I said, I'm going to be on a different type of time, because I'm aware of how my behavior, the impact it has on others. So Six the Goddess, based off of how these ladies acted and how Ace Metaphor did not handle the situation, she said she knew it was going to one day just blow the spot up, and just end it all. Like, it was just going to crash, because she saw that she didn't find these women to be very stable-minded. So this was her opinion. I have not seen Randy, show herself in a light as I've seen Keita Rose. I've been following Keita Rose. Says she's gonna do a damn 500 series on Who the F Did I Work For. Y'all remember the Who the F Did I Marry thing last year? Well, Keita Rose got Who the F Did I Work For. So if you're not familiar with who I'm talking about, go to YouTube, type in Keita, K-I-T-A, Rose. Hilarious. So I had kind of been following it, kind of hearing what she has to say. And for the most part, I'm like, yeah, she was done wrong. And this is an example of somebody, when they felt like they've been done wrong, then you finna get the smoke. And this is what she's doing. He did someone wrong who happens to know a lot of his personal business. And sometimes it be that way, to where it's all cool and it's all good until it's not. And people who you've revealed things to, people you may have had intimate moments with, they will get to talking. They'll be that person. And I can honestly say I've never been that person, to where I'm cool with somebody, I know their business, I know where all the bodies are, everything's buried, but I'm not gonna come out after the fact and start telling your business and dropping dimes. That's just not how I move. That's not how I move. But everybody don't move like me. Everybody don't move the same. And as we're going through life, we got to keep that in mind as we're learning people and peeping game. Everybody ain't gonna move like you. And sometimes we mess up when we expect for people to move like us. And I heard somebody tell me, online, I was listening to somebody like a month or so ago, and she said that it was a word. She was like, when you're dealing with people, you got to keep in mind that everybody is not like you. So you can't be expecting for people to move in a manner in which you move. And that was a real statement. And in general, I feel like I move that way because I call it meeting people where they are. When I meet people, and I'm not looking for you to know what I know, to have experienced what I experienced. I don't have that expectation of you. When I meet people and I talk to people, and even when I come on this internet, on whatever platform I come on, I talk to people as though they don't know. They're not aware. Because I know we come from different, backgrounds. And my background, I got a really high educational background. So that is that. But most people who I encounter, especially people of color, that is not their situation. So when I come out here and I call for those of you who are new to my channel and in my platforms, welcome, good morning, happy to have you. This is class. I call this the honor students because I teach. It is my calling to teach. Each one teach one. And I teach from a place of just real life from my experiences as well as my educational background. My educational background consists of me having a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling, which means your girl can be a whole therapist out here if I go and get my license activated and set up shop. But I don't want to damn do that. I don't want to do that. My family and friends keep me going enough, child. So I like being on the internet and just coming out here and talking to you all in this way and just helping people that I come across in passing without having to send you a check. It's preferred. It's not, I don't feel stressed. I feel like I have more control of of when I pick and choose and when I want to kind of step in as a therapist versus not. And I don't tell people I'm a therapist. I don't lead with that. I'm just saying what my education is, that is what it equates to. Someone who's a therapist, they have the education I have. The difference is they activated their license and they're y'all laying on a couch. With me, I don't have a couch for you to lay on because I decided I did not want to help people in that type of environment anymore. In a building where you come in and making appointments. I don't want to do that. I enjoy coming out here on the internet, on my YouTube channels. I got 2 of them to talk to you all about just ish that's going on and providing my assessment. So I talk to you all as though you don't know what I know. So it's teaching, and in the comments, if you engage, you can let me know what you know, and that's how the dialogue go. So that's what it's about. So you all are the honor students. I refer to my subscribers as the honor students because I promote asking questions. Smart people ask questions. Never have someone to have you to feel bad about asking questions. I know what I know because it's rooted in me asking questions. Family, friends, that was always the joke on because I asked so many questions. But y'all, who the hell they was coming to for answers when they want to know some ish? The person who they always joked and talked about who asked a lot of questions, which was me. So examples of asking a lot of questions is you posing questions to people when you have their ear about whatever, and also going to the internet, books, whatever, and researching and seeking out answers to just questions you have in your mind. So that's asking questions and seeking out answers, not sitting in the unknown. I do not promote anyone just sitting in the unknown. Seek out what they say, ask and you shall receive, like seek out the information. And that's how you grow, evolve, develop. Each one teach one. And as you learn, you share the information. So that is what I do. So with all the education I got, this is how I use it. I use it this way. And sometimes, we go on these paths and we think that the end result is supposed to be one thing, but it turns out that it's not. It was supposed to be something else. And that's how I feel when it comes to just me and my knowledge and things that I know, Initially, I thought it was about me setting up shop, having an office, having people come pay me, lay on my couch, and just tell me all the damn business. But, you know, I came to learn in the last couple of years. I've had my YouTube channel for about 5 years. So I've came to learn that that's not what I was destined to learn this information for. It was really, I was destined to get this information to be able to help people that I just come across, neighbors, co-workers, subscribers. Like, it was for me to be able to help you all. And that's okay. So as long as I'm able to share the knowledge I have and to help someone, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And so it's not rooted in just the environment, you know. Oh, I'm not in a building, so I'm not doing what I'm called to do. I am doing what I'm called to do. Every time when I talk to people, and I come from a place of trying to help, rooted in teaching, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know, and I get that. So because I know something, I don't know everything, but I may know more than you may know on a particular topic. I come out here to share. And I thank each of you, you know, who come out here and come on any of my platforms to rock with me. Yeah, this is what my channel is about for those who may just be finding me. I don't know how my content circulating the algorithm, because I've been damn bored. I've been on some other stuff since January when it comes to content. I forgot I was a content creator, so I was doing other stuff, y'all. You can't tell me I ain't a publisher. So I'm like, you know, you a content creator first. So I'm like, so I'm coming back, trying to talk to y'all, trying to kind of get back in it with, you know, just talking to y'all about this. It's just popping off in the world, because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Remember Cat Williams said last year on Club Shay Shay when he did the sit down, and I think that was in January, he said it was 2024 was going to be the year reveal. So word on the curb, I've heard that there's supposed to be a part 2 to Cat Williams' interview with Shannon Sharp, where there's going to be supposed to be another sit down. So don't hold me to that, but that's what I heard, that, which to me makes sense for Cat Williams to go back to Club Shay Shay to talk about how his prediction and all of that, how it came about, and to just learn his thoughts on, like, what else he see to take place. Like, so to me, it makes sense for him to revisit the show, and I'm sure it would do the video and everything would do well as well, you know, just as well as the first one, as far as with people wanting to hear what he has to say. You know, this is Cat Williams I'm talking about. But January, like, this morning, I'm like, damn, are we still in January? Because it's been a lot. And I know if I feel like it's been a lot to other people. Let me look. Traffic slowing up. Try to read some of the comments. Spinoff said rich people are greedy MFers. I mean, here's the thing. What I've learned is that when you have money, it only magnifies who you are. So if rich people are MFers, that means if there was ever a time where they did not have money, they had that same energy. Remember, the money just magnifies you more of who you are. So if you're naturally already a giving person and you ain't got really much money, when you get money, you're just going to give that much more. Like, when I think about just my financial status being on that type of time where it would, you know, give off I'm rich, I think about the amount of money that I would give away, being able to donate to people, families, charities, programs. Like, those are like my thoughts. Like, not, oh, I want to buy this car, this house. Like, legit, when I think about like having a lot of money, it's centered around giving it to people. But that's my personality, you know. I'm a giver, if you haven't figured that out yet. Chic is a giver. Some of y'all be wondering how to say my name. My channel is Chic Speaks. This is my second channel, Chic Speaks on it, but my name is Chic. My full name, you'll see, you know, if you purchase my books, because it's going to have my full name on it. But Chic is a part of my name. And I'm a giver. So when I think about having more, it's me giving more. So it's real. It just magnifies who you are. So you all think about that. The righteous says, spill the beans. What do you know? Adrian says, a long month in all crazy work. Yeah, like so we got one more day. Because when it's 31 days this month, we got one more day. And a lot of times they'll be like, oh my God, this month went faster. I have not said that this month. Like, I think over the weekend I started saying like, damn, this month seemed long as hell. And because I think it's just been so much going on. And the fires got pushed kind of back in my mind to where I recently started questioning like, damn, are the fires still going? Because it's so much other stuff that started popping off. And then when I think about the start of the fires, it seemed like that was a while ago. But that was just I think January 7th. But to me, it seems so far behind because there's so much other stuff like, inauguration and anything. Child, y'all see how they been damn talking bad about Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Rick Ross, Soulja Boy. Like, listen, Linda, listen. See, y'all might be wondering what the hell I'm creating coloring books and journals. This why. It's a lot damn going on. I got a woo-saw. I'm finna woo-saw on a damn coloring book. Y'all have created a coloring book for anxiety. It's so much going on. It's so much going on to where I've just been trying to just find moments to just be removed from just the internet, the media, YouTube, in a way. Like, I've been on it more so watching as just a subscriber to people, because I haven't been in a space to be in for content creation because of everything that's going on, to be honest. And it's just like it's just been really hard. And you ever get and this is a real thing, you all, and you got to be careful to not get caught up in it in the matrix where you just be so much in your head about when to start something, how to start it, to where you wind up not doing a damn thing. And it can happen to the best of us, because normally I am not that person. Like, I'm on it. I handle my business. But when it has come to just the content creation, I found that the longer I take breaks and I'll stay away from it, the harder it is for me to come back. I'll just not come back, because and I'm thinking like, okay, well, if I come back, how am I going to come back? What am I going to talk about? And it'll just be so much to where I just say, forget it. Let me move on to something else, and I'll move on to something else. So I want you all to be mindful of that. If there are things that you want to do, that you aspire to do, get out of your head and start taking the steps to put those things in action. So, as I talked about journaling, notebook, things like that, the products that I've created, I'm going to come to you on a day or two to share more about it, to show you. That can help you there with, okay, I want to do such and such. I don't know where to start. Let me write out my thoughts. Let me start there. Because at least now I'm taking it a step further than just thinking about it. I'm doing some action. I'm putting in some work. I'm writing things out. So that's step one. You're writing it out. You're able to see it. You're seeing a plan. You're feeling now, you're now feeling like a sense of confidence that something can be the real deal. Like this, something can happen from this. And then you start to implement it. But so many people get stuck in just these thoughts and in their head. And then you have this self-talk. And it's not even other people talking you out of it, because you ain't really had the idea to leave your head. You done talked yourself out of it. Because you done came up with all the things that you got to do first. See, there's always other things that you can come up with as to what you got to do first before you get started. As a content creator, I'm thinking, oh, well, first I gotta schedule it. I gotta create a thumbnail. I gotta come up with a title. You're thinking about these things first before starting. And when I get that way, it's almost like I go rogue and be like, F it, I'm just gonna go. Because if I start thinking, you get to overthinking things. How many of you are overthinkers where you just in your head and you just thinking too much? Sade me say, hey, Chic, long time no see. Good to see you. Happy good morning. Yes, it's been a minute. Ariel says, I need a book, Chic, to keep my peace. We all need to find that thing that's going to keep our peace. We got to identify it, because there's so much that goes on just in our day-to-day lives and in this world, to where if you don't have something that can help keep you grounded, you can break. And a lot of times we see people do just that. They break because life be lifing, and it gets so full and overwhelming to where you look up and you just, like I said, I use the example of Keita Rose. She's a woman who feels very hurt. She worked for a man who she says, he abused her. He mentally, emotionally abused her, financially abused her by not paying her money, paying her, what she was worth, what he promised. And as a result of that, she's on the internet sharing her story daily, which she's calling a series. Child, she said she's gonna make that thing about 500 episodes. But she shared her story. But you all, this is an example of a woman who's hurt. She's hurt. And sometimes you're not going to look up and see a person with tears rolling down their face, crying. You're not going to see that. It doesn't mean that they don't do it. You're just not seeing that. So when I see her on the internet and she's spazzing, I can see it's coming from a place of pain. She hurt. So she's so hurt to where, you ever hear they have a saying, to keep from crying, you laugh? It's kind of like that, to where she's trying not to be in that space and be on the internet crying. So her emotions, she's choosing for her emotions to come out in forms of like joking, in the forms of like a sense of rage. But it's all emotion. It's rooted in hurt and pain. And we handle hurt and pain differently. And that's why I say we have to be careful with how we treat one another, because everybody don't handle things the same way. And what you may be able to handle, the next person, it may just be too much. What you may think that's not a big deal, it's everything to the next person. We can't control how other people move, how they respond to us. We can only control ourselves. So that's why on my platforms, I just talk about just elevating yourself to the highest level, requiring people to come up to, your level instead of you going to theirs. Because that's a lot of people, what they say, when they go low, I go to hell. Like, yes, it's easy for somebody to do that, but for you and your well-being, is it best? I'm gonna say no. Because when you're going to hell, ultimately the person that's getting the biggest hit from that is you, because it's your energy that's going there. So if you're dealing with people and is bringing that type of energy out of you, I say move around and just don't even F with them anymore. Don't even F with somebody whose energy is so off-putting to where it has you going into a place to where that doesn't have you to be in the best light. I experienced that myself last year with types of content that I would cover. And I say, you know what? I choose not to do this anymore. And it's a choice. We always have a choice. Some of us, we out here moving like we ain't got a choice, but we got a choice. We got a choice. We do got a choice. And Ariane says, yes, Chic, you're right. We always got a choice. We like to act like we don't. And we can create all kinds of reasons as to why that's centered around pointing the finger at somebody else. But that's the easy part. The hard part is the accountability part, acknowledging the role that you played, acknowledging how, had you done something differently, or even your thought process been different, how your results could have been different. Again, that's accountability, awareness, and all the things to where you can gain over time if you want it. You know, you ask for it, asking you shall receive. Pray about it. Ask the good Lord to give you discernment, to make you more self-aware, to give you the strength to put in the work, to send people into your lives that can help better you. Acknowledge, the courage, to acknowledge when you're wrong or when you can be moving better. And it's not always easy to get to that place, but you can get there. And once you get there, you don't want to go back from that. And a lot of times, giving off that, being in that negative space, you may feel like you're financially or in some ways benefiting more so being in that space, but at what cost? At what cost? And that's how I had to kind of view things, even as a content creator, with the way I covered content on the internet. My other channel, if you look in the chat, there's a link to my main channel, Chic Speaks. That's the larger channel, monetized channel. So that means, I make money on that channel. But I know what type of content I can cover that's going to bring in a lot of clicks and views, which equates to money. But it comes at a cost. And last year, I sacrificed a lot of things, compromised myself for the clicks and views, until I got to a point to where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It's not worth it. I don't like this energy. I don't like this space. And so I made the decision to move around and say, you know what, I'm not going to do it anymore. And if I got to financially take a hit from it, then that's okay. And sometimes it be that way. Virtuous Woman says, I'm responsible for my actions only. So sometimes you have to step. So that's what I did. I stepped away. You all see me here and there, but it's not like how it was last year when I was going hard. So guess what? Of course, me stepping away, financially that impacted me as far as revenue earned on the internet. But that's fine, because fortunately for me, unlike a lot of people, my livelihood does not depend, is not based on YouTube, and nor has it ever. But that's not the case for a lot of people. I'm driving into the office now. Child, I got a whole job. I'm a corporate woman. So I'm a professional woman who happens to be a content creator. But I understand that there are a lot of people who don't have anything else going on outside of content creation. So they make these sacrifices to their peace of mind, their mental health, to get on the internet and show up in the manner in which they do. That does not always have them to look the best. But I get it also. So I'm not judging. And that's another thing, as this year, I wanted to be in a space to where when I am on the internet, I don't want to come off as though I'm judging the next person. I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about it from a place of just informing, becoming aware, sharing information, learning. I don't want to be on here to be putting someone down, even I feel like they can do better. The prayer is that one day they come to believe that in themselves, and then they start to do better. That's it. So that's how I choose to come out here. And I have faith that in time, with you say your tribe, you find your tribe, they find you, that there'll be people on my type of time that will want to gravitate towards me and my content and hear what I have to say, have dialogue, and talk about some things while still being able to remain in a positive space. So that's where I'm at with that. I've evolved. I'm growing. I'm all grown up. Like your life, what they say, life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So I'm still learning. I'm still learning like the next person. I love to learn. So, and I like to come out here because I learned so much from you all. Thank you, Virtuous Woman, for sharing the link to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you. Addison said, I moved away. Good morning, Addison. I moved away from that negative space also. Happy to hear that. How does it feel to be removed from that? Let's talk about it, because you feel the difference when you do it. And when you feel that difference, that's what keeps you going and have you not even revert backwards. Like my husband, he remembered with me being knee deep into the foolishness, and he never liked it, but he was just there, in the background as a support for me, but he didn't like it. But now that, I've moved away from it, he's like, I'm so proud of you, because I don't even talk about wanting to go back to that space or even be tempted like that. I think about topics that I could talk about centered around that, certain content or being in, I think about it, but it doesn't go beyond that. I think about it more so from, wow, if I was still on that type of time, I know that this would bring out a lot of people, which would equate money. I think from that place, because I know logically, I know the formula. I've been on YouTube long enough to where I know kind of the type of content that would kind of get the clicks and the views. But I've been so removed from like the drama and things like that to where I can't bring myself to go back there. So yes, that's a good word, Virtuous Woman. It's very refreshing. I can't bring myself to go back there. I told you all, and I've always been a woman of my word. Like y'all know how I move. I said last year, I'm not doing this ish. You not finna see anything that's dated 2025 that has me covering some bull-ish like I did in 2024. You're not going to find it on any of the channels, because I told you all that I wasn't going to do it. And that's just how I move. I can show you better than I can tell you. And that's what I want. I want to continue to operate that way where, okay, she can stand on business. If she say she not going to be rolling like she not going to do it, she goddamn not going to do it. She not going to do it. So that too is the accountability. I know what I've shared with you. I told you all, I'm not going to do this. I'm not moving this way. You lead by example. And as a content creator, and this being my space, I want to attract people who are like-minded, who also believe in just being true to their word, moving in a way, being on some type of positive type time. Like that's the type of people that I want to gravitate to my content. So that is how where I get the courage to kind of keep going. Addison says the darkness will pull you in. It will. It will. And guess what? You'll find it just seems so much easier for darkness to attract to you than light. It seems like there's far greater numbers with darkness than light. And I would say what I was doing as far as with how I cover content in 2024, I would equate it to darkness in some sense, but I gravitated a lot of people from that. So there was numbers that came with that. This channel that I'm on, that wasn't the case. This is my second channel started up. So it has not at all been that type of energy. But my other channel, all day, it's been that type of energy. Excuse me, the darkness. I would try to insert light, with other things, but it was primarily, I felt like, it became dark. And I said, we need a cleansing. We need a cleansing. We need a cleansing for 2025. So, y'all, child. Mama say, you live long enough, you live, you learn, you live long enough, you're going to learn some things. You're going to learn some things. And I've been learning some things. I'm 44 years old, and I've learned a lot, and there's plenty more to learn. And I'm here for it, because it only has me to grow and become better. And that's what life's about. Every day when I get up is for the purpose of growing and becoming better and being a positive example for others, for my children. I want them to see how their mama moving, and be encouraged to move in a certain way because of how their parents move. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And a lot of us aren't cognizant of our behaviors and how we're coming off to others, how we're being perceived. But at the same time, we want to get in our feelings and upset when is negativity that's been said about us, but the negativity is based off of the negative energy that you're giving off. Y'all see how this works? Like, people ain't out here just forming opinions and just pulling them out of thin air. They're based on something. They're based on how you move. So for anybody who's listening, if you got a problem with the collective on how you're viewed, I challenge you to take inventory of how you're moving. Start there. Start there, because so much, people so often want to try to judge the other person on what they're saying about them. You can't not judge, but control. They want to control others, control their thoughts of them. That's not how this works. It's like a Jedi mind trick. If you want to control how you're perceived by other people, make some adjustments within yourself. Once you make those adjustments within yourself, those people are going to start to see you in a different way. So if you want to be viewed as a really nice, friendly, giving person, and people today view you as the opposite, start being nice, friendly, and giving. And guess what? The narrative will change, I promise. That's how it works. That's how it works. You give off good energy, you receive good energy. You can't be giving off bullish and then be upset when you're not being received with love. Like, it's not how it works. And really, when you think about it, it's not that deep. Like, these things that I'm saying, they're very simple and basic, but they're so simple and basic to where I think a lot of people miss it. And so if you want to do better and you're open to that, you're going to be open to receiving information like this that can help you to do better and to get into that better space. So when you become open and ready, like when you become ready, you guys ever notice, like, when you get to a certain point in your life and you feel, okay, I'm ready, people start showing up. Resources start suddenly becoming available because you're now ready. When you get in that space of being ready, all those things that you need, like, it's going to show up. It's going to show up. Like, somebody who's like, okay, I'm ready to get this weight off. Guess what? People going to show up that's going in your life that's going to be able to help you to do that. People are going to share resources with you that's going to help you to do that. Like, it's just like, wow, I was just saying how I'm ready and I want to do this, and now you're telling me this, or you're sharing this tip with me. That's how it works. Like, and then guess what? It's our responsibility to follow that. To follow that. Virtue says, I don't know if it was the content or the behavior on the content that had my mind hurting. I've been almost 2 months free, like I've been in rehab. That's how I feel. And then you don't want to go back to that place. Ariane said, we need street cleaners in these YouTube streets every day. Not the street cleaners, child. We need the street cleaners. Like, it be that way. When you know, you know. Like, when you know, you know. So y'all know I know, because I was the one leading the pack. And y'all know, with that nonsense, I was one of the, and here's the thing about it, that space I was in. I was one of the larger content creators in that space covering that type of material. So what that translates to me is that I have people ear and people are listening. So I have to be mindful of that. And I have to be responsible with, okay, what it is that I'm putting out that people are listening to. Yeah, because what they say, the numbers don't lie, and the numbers don't lie. So the numbers were telling me that, Chic, you got the people ear. People value what it is that you have to say. And so with that being said, you need to be mindful of the type of things that you put out there, And I'm like, okay. So then the question then that I had to the good Lord, the universe, is, okay, what is it that I should be putting out there? And having that question, that is kind of what had me at like this standstill for a while, with me trying to me waiting on that answer and trying to get clarity on what that is. Like, okay, what is that? What is it that, what kind of information do I need to be putting out? Ariane said, thanks, Chic, for being you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you all for just following me. Like, I have good supporters, and even when I've made these shifts, I appreciate you all for those of you who have still rocked with me as I transitioned into just something better, because I did take notice of just people, subscribers, like, who also were kind of not feeling like they were in a good place, with the energy and things like that. They were having the same feeling as I was. So I'm like, I gotta do something, because if it's my platform, I gotta shift it. So therefore, when I shift it and go into a better space, those who follow me will shift as well, because like attracts like. We're all part of the same tribe. So I'm the leader of the pack with this being my platform. So I got to shift us. So that is what I did. I took a shift, and January has been a month of enlightenment with trying to identify what that means, as far as with, what my content and things would shift into. So yesterday, I'm like, when I was just hearing, just enough was enough. I, decided to go live as I was driving into the office to just talk about some things, just as I did today. Yesterday was a shorter live because I started the live kind of like, later into my ride. But today, like, it is a long live, because this is my entire ride. That's why I don't like driving into the office, because it takes a minute. We had 91 minutes. So, yeah, that's how long it took me to drive from the burbs to Atlanta. Addison says, I'm going to make sure my notifications are on. Have a nice day. You too, Addison. Yeah, you all make sure your notifications are on. I'm going to be tapping in, and we're just going to be having these conversations and just talking about what's going on, and me providing, insight as far as what my thoughts and things about the things that are being reported in the media. And I'm interested in hearing like the things that you all have to say. So I'm gonna try to, do it more. I won't be in the office tomorrow, so if I do go live, it may not be at this time in the morning. And so maybe going forward, when I am driving into the office, I'll, have that our morning talk, and I'll rotate between the two channels, because I do got two channels. There's this channel, then I have another channel. So look in the chat, and there's some links to my other channel, Chic Speaks. That's my larger platform. So I'm going to kind of balance between going live between the two channels to just talk about the hell going on, because there's a lot going on. It's a lot, y'all. And I say, when I got questions, I go live. Felicia, what's up? Good morning. You said I'm late. Yes, child, Felicia. I went live as I was driving into the office. I don't drive into the office often. So I was like, let me go live. So I had a lot to say. I talked about the plane crash, American Airlines. I don't know, you may know by now. American Airlines had a plane crash. They collided with a helicopter, child. So they out here looking for the bodies, looking for the people. So we just got to keep these people who are impacted lifted in prayer. Yeah, Ariane says we need to pray call every day. Yeah, we need a prayer call every day. Not the prayer call. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna turn it to the evangelist. I think somebody told me I'm like the evangelist. We do a daily prayer like, we about to bow our heads. We about to bow our heads because Akademiks said it again. So, Felicia says, I will catch the replay. I miss your commentary. Thank you, Felicia. Yes, child. I've been trying to just woo-saw. Definitely catch the replay. You'll learn like what's been going on with me, because I just been trying to take care of myself as I try to tell you all, encourage you all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Thank you for you all joining me in and tapping in with me this morning as I just talk about just all that's been taking place this month in January, because to me, it has been on and popping in January, and we are still not done, child. We still got a whole nother day. And when I say every day is outdoing the previous day, y'all, we ain't even get into the migrant situation with the immigrants, child. That's going to be a whole nother live. I've been trying to keep up and follow that the way they've been knocking on these folks' doors, and how I heard that it's $750 with the government letting checks go for dry snitching on people. Lord, people dry snitching, talking about Enrique over there in apartment building number 2, door A. You know, I'm like, Lord Jesus, fix it. Jesus, fix it. Jesus, fix it. It is a lot. So that's probably gonna be the next live. So y'all stay tuned, because my mom was like, girl, you need to talk about these folks. They letting they dry snitching on people for checks. I said, not the stimulus check, because wasn't the stimulus check like a $700 and something? That was the first thing that came to my mind. I said, Lord, folks getting stimulus checks for dry snitching. For dry snitching on Americans, the Haitians, or whoever the hell. Listen, I hear they letting checks go. They letting checks go. I said, well, damn. I told y'all. Y'all, we got one more day. Today is only the 30th. Today is only the 30th. We still got tomorrow. We still got tomorrow. We all out here on the wing and a prayer. I know the hell I am. I am out here on a wing and a prayer. Hence why I got these books I done created. These woosah books. I'm going to come back with y'all. Your girl is a whole published author. I got some books on Amazon. I got some anxiety coloring books. I got some journals, notebooks. Child, listen, I need help, and I'm like, other people may need help too. So I done created some products. So I'm just waiting for my books, my hard copies to, my books to come in the mail, so I can come out here and show you all, and then I'll share the links. And so if you guys interested in any of that, because I think many of us can benefit from just having some of these calming products. I think they can make a difference. But yes, we're going to talk about it, y'all. We will talk about it. Ariane says, what is the money? Where is the money at? I'm neighbors to all of them. Oh, yes. I don't know. I asked my mom, I said, so what, they calling a phone number? And then are you getting a check for every head? Because y'all know them, in the Mexican household, they be deep. I heard there was an arrest in New York, and it was like 15 of them, y'all, in one apartment. So are you getting $750 per head? So if it's 15 in there, is it $750 per head? Y'all think when they go on the line, they got their calculator and they trying to do the calculation? Like, okay, I got a tip for you, and it's at least 15, 20 of them in there. So what we talking about? Like, so what's the payment plan now? What's the incentive? Like, is this what's going on? Is this what's going on? What's up, 78 Cat? Hello. Is this what's going on? Aaron says they got 50 in one bedroom. Yes. So like if they letting checks go. Hey, what's up, PM? Good morning. Listen, PM, I miss y'all too. Good morning. So if they letting checks go, that was a question I had. My mama like, girl, I don't know. I just know that they got some type of incentives out there to where you can make money by dry snitching. I'm saying dry snitching. These people outright some, yeah, go on over there in that, they in that clubhouse right now. About 15 of them in there. I say dry snitching, but these people probably outright like, my mama was like, there was like a party at a warehouse somewhere that was taking place. I think she said it was Colorado. And somebody then dropped the dime on them and rolled up on them. And maybe that was the 51 Ariane you're talking about, because she said it was like 50. She was like, she know the rest were about 50, but she don't know, like there was some probably that didn't get arrested. So she don't know how many people were there. So Ariane, that's probably that same case she's talking about. She was just telling me that yesterday, because she's been really like following it like hard. She tapped in with all that. I'm still raising kids, trying to remember I'm a damn content creator, and working my corporate job. So I got a lot going on, and a damn husband. We gonna throw that in there. Husband of 20 plus years. So I got a lot going on. So she tries to, keep me abreast on things that's going on or whatever. And she was like, yeah, you need to talk about that. So I was just like, okay. So probably I need to make a mental note to really get into that, because it's just crazy. It is crazy. That's why I'm like, these folks running out here trying to hide and bob and weave. Then I heard Trump said he trying to send them to Guantanamo Bay. I said, my mom like, yeah, that's in Cuba. I said, oh Lord. He said, yeah, I got some place for them. They don't want because if they go back to their country, they leaders gonna just send them back, let them come back. Because he sure was saying all these other countries, they got real good crime rates. He named off one country. What did he said they crime rate so damn low because they done sent they folks over here. I said, damn. I said, everybody crime rate kind of going down and then ours increasing because they sending the misfits over here. So he like, oh, okay, I got something for you. I got something for you. I got something for you. So yeah. Ariel says, but I got questions. How? Y'all know, listen, we be having questions over here. We work together to try to seek answers. I don't even know how you have 15 in one bedroom. My mom was saying there was a van of like some Asians, and between the two vans, I think she said it was like, I don't know if she said it was 15 or 22 of them. It was some crazy numbers. We were like, damn, like, was they literally like laid on top of each other? Somebody had dropped the dime on them because they seen, I think they were some neighbors or something. They took notice that just something seemed odd, I guess when they seen a pack of, Asians and they getting into these two vans, and ICE and people rolled up on them, but it was like a large arrest, but they were Asian. So that was like a first story, that I heard where it was centered around, Asians. So yeah, she was just telling me that one yesterday. But yeah, it's hot out here in these streets. It is hot out here in these streets. But they say stay vigilant. Trump also, what he wrote in like a new law in the name of the young lady. I remember when she was killed. She was a UGA student. I think she was a nursing student, and she was out jogging, and a man of a Hispanic descent, an illegal immigrant, yeah, he attacked her. It resulted in, him taking her life. And I think her name was, I can't think of her name. She had a different type of name you can look it up on the internet, but he wrote the law, I think, yesterday. So I think from what my mom was saying, because y'all, I told you mom be tapped in. I think she was saying that the law was saying that when people do crimes like this, I guess when they're not legal, they're considered terrorists or something like that. I got to get into it because when I be in the office, I don't really be on the internet much, the YouTube stuff, because I'm in the office. Whereas when I'm at home, I can kind of multitask, see what's going on YouTube while working. But when I'm in the office, y'all be completely removed from kind of a lot of what's going on outside. So these last 2 days, it's kind of been here and there. I'm relying on my mama to tell me what the hell going on. But yeah, I got to get more into what this law is that he wrote yesterday. But it seemed like it's something that's good, that's going to protect us, when somebody just do some craziness. Area says, but Trump got them when they do the Texas, but Trump gonna get them when they do their when they do their taxes. Well, who do they tax? I thought part of the problem is a lot of the illegals, they ain't paying taxes. I thought they was getting paid under the table. Ariel says, Chic, your mom needs a channel. She stay in the news. Yes, I've been telling her, but my mama old school. She's scared of the internet. She barely got a damn child. My mama's so scary when it comes to this social media stuff. She old school. She'll be 62 this year. She old school, but she be tapped in though. She be listening but yeah, she be my mama be everywhere. She be knowing. You can't tell her she don't know what the hell going on. But yeah, she one of them type of people. She can come up with all the reasons as to why not to do it or whatever. So as I talk about, you have those, people who they just not comfortable stepping to the front of the congregation like that, and that's definitely her, because I get a lot of meaty things, this world news information. A lot of it come from her. She be like, okay, well here, talk about this, how about that? So y'all, just the behind the scenes, a lot of things, that I, even last year in 2024 or whatever, there's been things, that I'll bring to you all that's rooted from, information that she shared with me that kind of prompted me to kind of start researching, but it'll be like an idea or something that she kind of brought to me. But yeah, she's definitely like a behind the scenes type person, but very, very tapped in and aware when it comes to just politics, just everything. So that's why I say smart people, like in no college, no, degree, stuff like that. I think she said she has an associate's degree, but that she got when, we were kids. But smart people don't necessarily have to hold college degrees. And a lot of times people think that just because someone has these degrees, these advanced degrees, that they're so smart or they're smarter than the next person. And people, it's as I talk about asking questions, seeking out answers. My mom's big on asking questions, seeking out answers. Hence where I get it from. The difference between she and I is that I have a higher education and she does it. She's very like street smart like that and very aware. So I'm book smart, but my street smarts, like it's rooted in, coming from my mom and her being aware and paying attention and things like that. It comes from that. But I also have the book, the education behind me as well in a way that she doesn't. So she respects me for that, and tunes in. She calls herself an honor student. And, you all have seen her. She's been in my comments and things like that. You guys just don't know that's my mom. But she watches me, and she knows, that, I try to make it a balance with, applying, the book knowledge versus like real life experience. Because I don't believe that only people who are smart who got the higher education. And to be honest, you all, most of what I come to you all and talk about is not rooted in my book knowledge. My book education is rooted in just life experiences. Things that I feel like this just natural, just common sense things, lessons I've learned just through life. And then from that, I may throw in some things that comes from my education to kind of strengthen, and just kind of put something behind what my opinion is, to support it. That's the word, to support it. So, so either way, people, I don't never lead with my education. When I do speak, people are like, yeah, I know you're not an idiot, a village idiot, but I don't lead with my education because I don't necessarily feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just rooted in it's just living, just living. And I try nowadays in current times to not sleep on my education and discount it because it does mean something. I did very well in school, worked hard. I have 4 degrees, but I'm like, a lot of this shit I know is just basic. Like, it's common sense, like discernment. So I said, if you do not have discernment, pray for it. If you don't know what it is, Google it. But it's just awareness. And when you have that going for yourself, that's your protector. So I feel like that has really kind of more so protected me and got me as far as I've gotten is just self-awareness. And I was this way, just before I had, the education, because it took time to get the education I have. Pretty much spent all my 20s in school working on, that, and then early part of 30s. Y'all, don't be bringing me nothing else to me about no damn degrees, college, and nothing like that. I'm not interested. If I can't learn it on YouTube, I don't need to know it. Shit. So I'm done. I'm done with that, with the, the traditional kind of education or whatever. Child, I'm tapped out. Hell, the next thing to get would be a doctorate. And, be a doctorate. So, be a doctor in my field, I guess, I'll be a psychologist, because that would be the doctor of like a therapist. So that would be like the next thing if I wanted to further my education, because I have 2 master's degrees. So, child, next thing is a doctorate. I don't need it. I'm going to talk to you, Ariane, on the internet and PM and and all y'all. I'm good. I am good. So thank y'all. Aaron, Seek, your mom. Yeah. So thank you all. I've made it to my destination. A little bit ago, just sitting in my parking garage. So I am going to go in, make this day do what it do. Child, I be so tired with these folks, and they want to hang out after work and have these dinners. And I got home really late, and I got another day to do it. And I'm gonna be back at the house. Ariel says, you got me, Chic. Peter says, yes, Chic, I'm here for it. Yes, yes, yes. So yes, I appreciate y'all because I learned so much from you all. I do, I learn from you all. So just know that we are honor students. We're lifelong learners. And I'm gonna come back out here with you all. Who knows? We'll see. I got a long day ahead of me with these office folks. When you know, y'all know it'd be different when you gotta go in these damn offices. That's why folks want to be at home. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Who's that? Michael Jackson? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So, I got another late day to be playing around with these office folks. So probably be back on tomorrow, but it won't be early like this because I'll be at home and I don't be up super early like this at home. So maybe sometime midday afternoon, I will go live, but I don't know what channel. I'll be trying to rotate it unless I go live on StreamYard where I can kind of hit both channels simultaneously. Because that's the only place I know I can do it. If I go through StreamYard, I can stream to both platforms. And I haven't done that in some weeks because I've been doing other things. And if you don't know what that is, definitely catch the replay and see what the hell I'm talking about. What are these other things that Chic's been tapped into lately? But yeah, exciting times. So I want you all to have a wonderful day. What's today? Thursday. Y'all, we nearing the end. It is almost damn Friday. Payday Friday. It's almost Friday. Hopefully it's payday for you all out there. Payday Friday. So, but yeah, let me know. Drop a comment on the videos. Anything go down, anything in particular y'all want to hear me talk about. I seen also Lori Lightfoot, she did an investigation, though she came out with her findings on that. Y'all remember on this channel I covered that politician, Tiffany Henyard, her ass. Y'all know I didn't, Tiffany. Lori Lightfoot did, I guess, an investigation on her, and I think recently she did a reading on her findings from that. So I saw that kind of out there, but again, y'all been busy playing around with these office people, so I haven't really gotten into it. But yes, we got some things to talk about because apparently Tiffany been doing the absolute most with the funds, like people felt like she was doing or knew she was doing anyway. But Lori Lightfoot then came out and I guess confirmed some things, confirmed a lot of kind of what people believed or thought, whatever. So it's just been a lot, y'all. January is doing the most. And then we have Black History Month. So let me get off here, y'all. I can be talking to y'all today. Y'all remember them long 5 hours to do? Them long before when we live streams, but we're not gonna have one of them right now. But we may have one in the future if we got something good that's gonna have us going. Ariane says Chic and that Nordaya girl is sad. Yes, I covered that. Check out that content. That's some of the probably most recent content I covered on this channel. So there's been a lot going on since there, so I have to try to get caught up on the latest on what to cover. I've been looking at the ASAP Rocky trial. He's on trial for allegedly, shooting the friend. I think it grazed his hand or something. So this man, he fighting for his life for a bullet graze with a fake gun because ASAP said that gun wasn't real. He all right. It wasn't real. So that's all. Listen, it wasn't real. His ass, he doing the most. Meanwhile, Rihanna walking into the studio. I'm like, is she trying to deflect by going into the studio and she just sitting in there playing on her phone? Or is she really in somebody's booth? Because y'all know how long folks been trying to get Rihanna to come out and do something. So I said, it hit me one day. I said, I wonder if I asked just walking into the studio just to try to deflect from what's going on with her baby daddy. Because this woman been playing with these folks' emotions for eons about teasing we're coming back with music. And for whatever reason, the Navy just still just, they was riders. They still never want to give up on that woman coming out with new music. So I don't know. Something hit me and I just got to wondering if she was doing that as a distraction with walking in the studio. Or my initial thought was, that was the recent thought. But my initial thought when I heard my mama, so mama be tapped in, she was like, yeah, they seen her walking in the studio. So I'm like, maybe she got some ish to say. Because sometimes it be like that. You be quiet for a long time and then something kind of happens and comes across you and it's like, it's time. It's time. So maybe something has come across her to have her to say, it's time. It's time. You never know. So we will see. Y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Follow me on, everywhere, wherever. Chic Speaks still on Facebook, YouTube, Chic Speaks, and his channel, Chic Speaks on It. Chic Speaks on Instagram. I think I'm Chic.Speaks on Instagram. I haven't posted anything on that channel on there. So I don't know, y'all. Now I'm playing around. I'm trying to learn TikTok. So we might try to see, what kind of presence we can get over there for these goddamn probably about 6 days that we might have left of it. So but yeah. So but it's been real. Thanks for tapping in with me. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next broadcast. Peace.